Greetings and welcome. I'm Michael Cervieri and this is the Pharma Report. Today's report is brought to you by Knowledge Source, a leading provider of healthcare business information and analysis services for executives. Today we dive into a pharmaceutical bender. We look at bong-like delivery systems, the tangled road of medicine and booze, hallucinogenic drug reactions, and a Vatican dispute over sexy time. Diabetes is on the rise in the United States, and pharmaceutical companies are looking for fancy new ways to package and sell their drugs. For example, the Omnipod pumps insulin from a device that looks like a smartphone. Mediacom has a tester that looks like a pen. Medtronic has a pump that looks like a pager. And the glucaphone analyzes a pinpricked blood sample and sends the data to your doctor. Enter Pfizer. They've got a new product too. It's called Exubera, and you don't give yourself a shot. Instead, you inhale. When created, Pfizer predicted the device would be so popular that they expected $2 billion in sales by 2010. But only 10% of inhaled insulin actually makes it into the bloodstream, so you need larger quantities and a bigger delivery device. Consumers complained that the device was cumbersome and embarrassing to use in public. Why? Because it looked like a bong. Final result, the Exubera didn't sell. As industry analyst Mike Krensavage of Raymond James & Associates noted, this is one of the most stunning failures in the history of the pharmaceutical industry. Pfizer stands to lose $2.8 billion. Meanwhile, in Seattle, James Marchese was fired from his job at Cell Therapeutics. Marchese wasn't happy about it, so he revealed to the Justice Department that his former employer had illegally marketed a cancer drug called Trisonox and bilked millions from Medicare. The company agreed to settle the charges by paying the government $10.5 million, of which Mr. Marchese was entitled to a whistleblowing award of $2.8 million. But a funny thing happened on the way to the bank. Marchese's ex-girlfriend testified that it was Marchese who masterminded the Medicare fraud in the first place and destroyed the documents that prove it. The government is now considering withholding the reward, and Marchese is shocked. If not for me, he said, they wouldn't even have a case. Sleeping pills are a $4.5 billion business, but do they really make you sleep more? According to the National Institute of Health, sleeping pills help you sleep a whopping 11 to 19 minutes longer. The NIH study shows that the pills actually reduce anxiety, so that people don't worry about trying to get to sleep. They also create a condition called anterograde amnesia, so that if you do toss and turn, you won't really remember it. Rosemary Eckley awoke one morning with a broken wrist. She fell while sleepwalking after taking Ambien and didn't remember a thing. With this in mind, Cephalon sleep disorder drug Provigil will start carrying warnings that in rare cases it might cause rashes, anxiety, mania, hallucinations, and suicidal thoughts. And in some very rare cases, the popular sleeping drug trazodone has been linked to priapism, which means prolonged and painful erections which will not go away. Try sleeping through that. Speaking of side effects, let's consider the case of Joseph Randone. He was given Tramadol to minimize complications from his heart surgery. Instead, the drug caused his kidneys to fail, set off a chain reaction that forced him to have both legs amputated, get a tracheotomy, and to be put on a ventilator to breathe. Then food in his body backed up to the point where his corneas exploded, and they had to sew his eyes shut. He died shortly thereafter. His family has filed an $80 million lawsuit against the manufacturer Bayer, which says that patient safety is its foremost concern. The FDA, bold as only they can be, ruled that the drug will stay on the market with added warning labels. Pope Benedict caused a ruckus recently when he urged pharmacists to refuse to dispense drugs such as the morning after pill, which can stop ovulation if taken within 72 hours of sexual intercourse. Health Minister Livia Turco said that while the Pope has the right to urge young people to be sexually responsible, he cannot tell pharmacists what to do. Pharma Report followers know that we have a soft spot for adult beverage, and are particularly interested, therefore, in Japanese brewer Kirin Holdings' bid to acquire a majority stake in drug maker Kyowa Hakko. beer, pharmaceuticals. Here at the Pharma Report, we bring back the ever-intoxicating pharma girl to ponder the millennial relationship between alcohol and medicine.
Since the times of Dionysus, wine was believed to stimulate appetite, aid digestion, increase energy, and was prescribed for practically every complaint. For example, 19th century English scientists provided evidence that wine could be a miracle cure, and debates raged about how to match different vineyards and vintages to different medical conditions. Prescriptions to patients included up to 6 glasses of wine with meals or 3 glasses of champagne 5 times a day. By the early 20th century, pharmaceuticals took hold, and society started to worry about alcoholism. Even today, we have proponents of what's called the French paradox, which states the French have low levels of coronary artery disease despite high-fat diets because of the red wine they consume. Louis Pasteur once said that wine is the most healthful and hygienic of all beverages. We here at the Pharma Report most respectfully agree.
Alcohol!
A Pharma Report wouldn't be a Pharma Report without passing mention of our old favorite, Viagra. In a happy Hanukkah type of way, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Turns out the little blue pill doesn't just cause erections. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison discovered it also raises levels of the hormone oxytocin. While oxytocin is involved in orgasm and sexual desire, it is also produced in nursing and breastfeeding, which suggests that Viagra could promote feelings of, well, love and bonding. Sounds perfect for the holiday season, which is why instead of cookies and milk for Santa, we left little blue pills. Speaking of love and bonding, women who are exposed to the smell of breastfeeding experience a 20% increase in sexual desire and fantasies. According to a study at the Chemical Senses Center in Philadelphia, researchers suggest this probably evolved because the presence of nursing mothers signals that conditions are favorable for breeding. But to us here at the Pharma Report, it signals the imminent arrival of new mammorodigiacs. That's it for the Health Thought Pharma Report. I'm Michael Cervieri. Stay well, stay informed, be healthy.